Greetings, Autobots, and welcome back to Autobot ASMR. Tonight, I thought I would start a sort of mini-series, as it were, where I take a look at Transformers that are rather small in stature compared to their deluxe class or Voyager class brethren, which is ironic given that the first of these mini-bots we're going to be doing is actually a deluxe class, but hey ho, beggars can't be choosers. So, without any further waffle, this is the Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy Kingdom Deluxe Class Autobot Huffer. Now, Huffer turns into a miniature semi-trailer, which is actually express built for the purpose of travelling or keeping trailers, hauling them short distances to and fro, and they're actually kind of resembles those sort of trucks you'd see at airports hauling luggage. But if you guys saw the original show, you'll know that Huffer was he was a bit of a whingy moaner. He was a bit of a he was not exactly the most liked character because he was very pessimistic. He would complain and whinge and garn about everything and anything. You know, a real joy to have on the team. So you can imagine how not a lot of people were actually too fond of him, but me personally, I don't know, I have a soft spot for the whingy guy. I don't know, I really like his vehicle, plus I think his design is pretty neat. But we can get stuck into the details here. You can see he's cast in this lovely looking orange plastic with some nice silver paint here on these sort of smokestacks. This entire cab section is actually molded with clear plastic, though I think it's actually done in inserts, which, you know me, clear plastic, I'm not the biggest fan of, but clear plastic inserts is absolutely perfect, dare I say. I was trying to say Saint Magnifique, but it just slipped my mind, and, well, you know, these things happen when you do things unscripted. But you can come around to the back, he's actually got some tail lights here picked out in red paint. You'll notice that this is one thing that people often complain about with this figure, is the sort of gap here, how it looks like the car is almost bent out of shape in a way. I mean, it's more so just because of the moulding. You can sort of remedy it by mistransforming it slightly, but I don't know, I prefer to just have everything done the way it's supposed to. And honestly, it doesn't look all that bad. And for a deluxe class, this guy feels pretty chunky. He's not really, how do I describe you? He's not quite cheap feeling. There are areas though that do feel a little bit cheap, and I will be getting to that in robot mode, but overall for the vehicle mode, I think it's pretty cool. Nice little update of the original Generation 1 Huffer design. And, well, yeah. Oh, actually, before I continue on, let's just move him out to the side so he doesn't glare a bit on camera. Huffer does come with 2 accessories. He comes with a little blaster painted in black, and this really cool looking shield with these sort of claw marks, these silver claw details on it. Now, this is actually a pretty cool shield. It is painted, but it's a really neat looking shield, and it actually has some dual utility. Oops. I'll have to edit that in post. Well, guys, that's the magic of free video editors for you, because if I didn't have that, well, you guys would be hearing a tactical nuke going off in your ears. So, that's life. So what you're supposed to do here is, utilizing these pegs and these little holes, you just pop the shield right there, and then you take the gun and you split it in 2. Yeah, the gun actually comes apart, so it separates into these little pieces. And you're going to want to use these little peg holes and slot them into these nubs. Get a closer view for you guys. These little orange tabs right here. Just, wow, you can actually kind of see how the paint reflects a little bit. That's pretty cool. Almost looks like it's glowing in a way. So you're just going to want to slot those in here. Just pop the other one right in there. And there you have a more complete looking truck bed. It's really clever. I personally really dig that weapon storage. It looks good. It's not required. It's completely optional, but it really does change the look. You know, it gives this little guy some some more personality, which I think is always welcome. And I remember getting this guy, I think I got him for like 15, 20 quid. For 20 quid, this is a pretty solid transformer. But we can't talk about the transformer and not talk about the transformation or robot mode. I mean, come on. That's what we do here in this show. We talk about funny plastic robots and everything in between. So, let's get down to Huffer's transformation, which is, it is baby town simple. Like, I'm pretty sure anyone could do that, even blindfolded. So first what you're going to want to do is come around to this back section here, which will be Huffer's legs, and just fold them out and straighten them out like this. And you're going to want to come around here and just open up the legs, fold them down, and this will form the complete feet. Just split his legs and take what will be the fists, fold them up, separate the arms from these little tabs here on the back of the cab, accordion this out and leave it out like this just for a bit of space. You know, we need a bit of clearance. And you're going to want to take these shoulder pieces, disconnect them, disengage them from his waist right here or his hip, and then you're going to want to take the wheels or this whole chest section, bring it down as far as it will go. Don't bring it too far just in case you accidentally bend the plastic. You don't want to be too rough for this guy. And then take the wheels and just fold them in here, and then this little nub here will connect here, just like that. And you're going to bring the arms up, tap them in. You'll hear a nice hefty click, so you'll definitely know that they're stuck in place. And take the head, rotate 180, and then just bring this entire cab section up the way to complete that look that you have in the show. And there we have Huffer in his robot mode. Yeah. Actually, come to think of it, let's try this. Yeah, that's better. Doesn't have as much glare, but still looks a little bit. Yeah, still. We've got Huffer here in his robot mode, and I have to say, I really like this guy's design. I love how the orange gives way to this previously unseen sort of light purple. I'm not quite sure what shade of purple that is, but it's broken up by these lovely little bits of silver, the gunmetal grey, even some painted detail right there above his crotch piece, which I think is really neat, and he even has silver on his crotch. Fancy that. But yeah, the silver paint especially really helps to break up these parts. I kind of wish there was a bit of silver here, but then again, important vehicle parts shouldn't be painted if they're going to be scratching up against other parts. So, hey ho, it is what it is. But we come around to, let's see if I can get a better look at the face. Just need a better angle with more light, just so you can see his face. And we'll try it like this for the time being. It's not ideal, but it's what happens whenever you film late at night. You don't have the best lighting, and, well, it causes pain and misery. But he's got a very neutral face sculpt. I thought he would have had a bit more of a characteristically whingy or scared sort of complexion. But yeah, they kind of give him a more generic looking, sort of grumpy looking face, which kind of fits Huffer, but I was thinking more something like where he just looks like he's crapped his pants. Just a general sort of whingy kind of face. But come around to the back, you can see here, this is my main problem with the figure. The legs are completely hollow. Look how much empty space there is. You can move a family of 5 in there. It's just this complete empty abyss of hollow plastic, which I will give them this. It is sturdy. It's definitely not cheap, but it looks cheap, and that's a problem. But then again, you're not really going to be displaying this guy with his exposed back or his empty hollow legs, face and eyes, so it's bearable, I guess. But you know, I always like to get my Transformers to be as detailed as possible. But let's talk Huffer's posability, because his posability is, well, I'd say it's pretty average, but it does have some good points. You have the full degree of rotation at the shoulder. The the elbow can move just under 90, which is pretty disappointing. The wrists can move in and out, though that's more so for transformation, otherwise they are fixed in place. The head can swivel back and forth. It can rotate the full 360, but you would only really use heads with a swivel, so let's see. You have a waist swivel as well. A pretty solid waist swivel at that. Just move his arms up. A pretty good kick. His leg can go maximum in at the knee, well over 90 degrees, though that's more so for transformation. Some decent kick, or decent enough spread, and the toe can pivot that far. So posability, it's pretty average, but it does have some good posing, especially when you couple them with his accessories. I'll try something out. Here, bear with me a wee tick. Let's just unplug and take apart, or why am I taking that apart? We need the gun for this. Plug his gun together, pop it in his arm, and then give him his shield. Let's see, it's just a matter of getting the thing plugged in. Sometimes it can be a bit of a bother when you adjust the arm, because then it causes the shield to pop out and then it becomes a pain in the ass. But you can have him do some pretty decent action poses, even if his posability is a bit limited. So, yeah, I mean, it's not a bad figure, far from it, given that it's a character that hasn't really gotten much figures over the years, though he has had a few ones, but they're all more so different takes on the character. But this one is the first proper true to form G1 Huffer since the original way back in the 1980s. So we'll close this video off with the reverse transformation, as we usually do. So, let's see. I think it'd be a good time to sort of give an update. I'm currently having a bit of a rut when it comes to the channel. Not that I'm planning on stopping, far from it, no. It's just, I feel like maybe I should take a break for a bit, just so I'm not burning myself out, but I want to treat you guys to the best content that you deserve, because you guys deserve only the best content from me possible, and I don't want to feel like I'm cheating you of anything. You know, if this channel was to fade into obscurity, or if I was to just quit, you know, it'd be like, what am I doing here? What is my goal here? But if I end up taking a break from posting for a while, just know that it's not permanent, far from it. I'm not done making videos, not just yet. In an ideal world, I'd be making videos till I'm old and grey and babbling in a home. May we all be so fortunate. So, yeah, let's pop on his accessories just to give him that more complete looking truck. There we are. Pop that on there. And pop that on right there. Isn't that nifty? Oh, actually, you're lucky that I had, because for somehow that little channel update has triggered a memory where I figured there's actually something else you can do with Huffer. I think you can do it with every other version of this mold, but with Huffer in particular, it's a really cool little reference to the original G1 show. So bear with me, Autobots, I just gotta grab it from the box. Catch you in a bit. Alright, so I have with me Optimus Prime's trailer, which comes from, well, I was going to say the Earthrise figure, but the thing is, this is actually the Amazon Volvo VNR Optimus Prime. It's just, I took off the little trailer adapter. That way, I could show you this pretty cool little play feature. You just have to take this off, pop that over here, and you'll see there's a little set of ports here, which you can slot that in, and then you can have Huffer wielding or using Optimus Prime's trailer. Just like in the episode in Generation 1, there was a scene where, if I recall correctly, Optimus Prime, he couldn't transform back into his robot mode temporarily, so he got Huffer to bring him his trailer. It was only done in one scene in the entire show, but I guess it must have left an impact because, you know, several years later, decades later, they brought Huffer back and said, hey, let's just give him backwards compatibility with Earthrise Prime's trailer, because, well, why the hell not? I mean, I think it looks pretty nifty. It's definitely a bit, I don't know, I'd say it's big enough for him. It actually fits this size more than the, it actually fits this sort of size of vehicle mode better than the actual Earthrise Prime. The Earthrise Prime was a bit too big for the trailer, but it didn't really take away from it. But that's another little awesome play feature you get to have. Huffer with Prime's trailer. Just pop that off to the side there. And there we have that. The Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy Kingdom Deluxe Class Autobot Huffer. A neat little figure, despite its flaws, which mostly fall down to the posing category. It's definitely not a bad figure, and one that I think if you're either a G1 fan, a Transformers completionist, or you just want a decent Huffer for your collection, I'd say you can't go wrong with this little fella. Just be warned though, he'll probably talk and moan and gurn the ears off of every other Transformer in your collection, so purchase with caution. With all that being said, folks, this is Autobot ASMR, signing off for the night. And if you enjoyed this little video, feel free to like, comment, share this video, or even subscribe to join my Autobot army. Join the Autobots, and together we will stop Megatron and his Decepticons. Freedom is the right of all sentient beings. I could do that voice for hours and hours, and I never get tired of it. Till all are one.